Imagine a simple concept that can make a fundamental difference. Tonight, 6 groups will pitch their plans to get Canada healthier and more active. There's up to $1 million at stake. You'll get to vote for your favorite project and decide which group will get the money and the muscle to turn their vision into action. But first, 6 advocates will try to convince you why their favorite project should be your favorite too. Broadcaster Wob Canoe, TV host Scott McGilvery, entrepreneur Trish Stratus, comedian Jessica Holmes, world champion figure skater Patrick Chan, and Paralympian Chantel Petitclerc. So listen to these amazing, innovative ideas and make your voice heard, and you can help transform lives with up to $1 million of support. This is the Play Exchange. And now, your host, Amanda Lang.
Obesity in Canada has doubled over the past 30 years, and for children, it's nearly tripled. That comes at a real cost. It runs into the billions every year in Canada. So last year, we put out a nationwide call. We asked people to pitch their ideas of how to reverse that trend and get the country more active. We weren't looking for diets. We were looking for big, innovative ideas, and they got big bonus points if they were also fun. To get the creative juices flowing, we set the stakes high, really high, up to $1 million of investment funding from the Government of Canada. We had hundreds of great ideas submitted, which we narrowed down painfully to the very best 6. You'll notice that is the same number of people sitting in front of me. Each of these notable Canadians are championing one of our finalists. To choose between the 6 finalists, though, they're not the judge. The only judge will be you at home, watching and then voting. So let's say hello to our 6 advocates, 6 accomplished Canadians from all walks of life. Welcome, guys.
Thank you.
We have former wrestling star and current yoga entrepreneur, Trish Stratus. The star of Income Property, Scott McGilvery. Comedian and author, Jessica Holmes. Paralympian, Chantel Petitclerc. Olympic figure skater, Patrick Chan. And a familiar face here at the CBC, broadcaster and musician, Wob Canoe. Now, I hope you all did your homework, guys, because we're actually starting you off here with a pop quiz.
Wow.
In fact, I hope you didn't do your homework, because pop quizzes are supposed to be a surprise. The question is, what percentage do you think of adult Canadians get the recommended amount of physical activity? Now, if in the audience you know the answer, I'm going to ask you to just keep it to yourself for now. We need to know what these folks think. So, percentage of Canadians that get the right amount of physical activity. I'm going to start with you, Trish.
Let's go with a robust 65%.
65. You make your living in this way. You're
Yes,
very
that's my
optimistic.
realm.
Scott, you're going to go that high?
I think it's probably closer to 25%.
25. So 1 in 4. Patrick, what's your guess?
I'm gonna be critical and say 15%.
15. Wow. You and Trish are at the opposite end of the optimism. Chantel?
I would say also 15, maybe even as low as 10.
10. Wow. Jessica, what's your view?
I'm going to do like they do on The Price is Right and go 1 higher than Patrick. I will say 16.
Okay, but you know there's no prize for being, 1 above. Just stay where you are, Jessica.
Okay.
All right, Wob, last answer to you.
I'll say 20%.
Okay, well, I got to tell you that the truth is it's really low number. I was shocked by this. It is 15%.
Wow.
What? I'm shocked that Patrick got it right and that I didn't. But about the number, yeah, obviously it'd be better if it was higher, for sure.
Yeah, well, Patrick?
It's sad and disappointing, but can't get any worse. And it's a great place to start. We can improve today, right now, this minute, and get active.
Get active. That's why we're all here.
It could get 14% worse.
That would be worse.
Could get a lot worse.
We got another question for you. The percentage of Canadians over the age of 20 who suffer from a chronic disease. Trish?
I hope it's not more than 35%.
35%. Scott?
Maybe as low as 10%.
10%. I hope you're right. Patrick?
I'll say 50.
Wow, that does not sound good. Chantel?
I'm thinking 1 quarter, like 25%,
25.
which I feel is high already, but...
Jessica?
Well, I'd like to think we're not just a walking hospital. So hopefully I'm 30.
Wob, where do you land on this one?
I'm guessing it's probably closer to 65%.
That is very close to the right answer. It is 60% of Canadians over the age of 20 have some kind of chronic illness. What would be your message on this one? If that number of Canadians has a chronic illness, over the age of 20, we're not talking about the elderly here.
Well, I think the thing to keep in mind is we don't know why these people are suffering from chronic illnesses. Yeah, it might be bad choices. It might also be injury. It could be trauma that they experience when they're younger. We don't know. So I think it's important not to make a value judgment on that, but instead to say, you know what, it's never too late. No matter what condition you're in, you can always make an improvement. There's always some way that you can get active and you can make a decision to lead a healthier lifestyle.
I take back my answer and reply what Wob said.
Right.
You can't all do that every time. You can't all do that every time.
No, you can't. But, I mean, Chantal, I don't think we've got a better example here of overcoming odds and living as active and fit a life as you possibly can.
And I think, like, it's what everybody says, you know, it's a choice that you make to become active. And I think it's also looking at it in a balanced way. That's when we start to win.
Thanks, Chantal. Okay, we have 6 innovative health projects, and in front of you, 6 advocates. Each will pitch to you, Canada, the project they believe should receive up to $1 million in funding. Wob, advocating for Walk to Tuck. Chantal, advocating for Trottibus. Patrick, advocating for Sharing Dance. Jessica, advocating for Prescription to Get Active. Scott, advocating for Good Coins. And Trish, advocating for Healthy Schools. Now let's take a look at all 6.
Out of Montreal is a school bus. Without the bus, Trottibus is a program that lets kids walk to school along a predetermined route with an adult volunteer. The kids pick up classmates along the way. Since 2010, Trottibus has reached 50 schools. That's 1,500 kids. Let's get our dance on. Every year, the Sharing Dance program posts a new routine for Canadians to perform across the country. Last year, 2,500 people danced, totaling 30,000 hours of exercise. Via the website, you learn the routine and upload your performance. It's run by the National Ballet School, but splits aren't required.
We're fun, fit, and fabulous.
Healthy Schools is a program run by the Ontario organization OFIA. They offer a turnkey guide that helps students and teachers identify problems and come up with healthy solutions that are homegrown and community-based. Over 2,300 Ontario schools have had programs to prove it. Imagine if your doctor could write you a prescription for exercise. That's what Prescription to Get Active in Edmonton is all about. The prescriptions are used for free access to gyms and rec centers. Already hundreds of participants are reporting positive side effects. Cozier than it sounds, Walk to Tuck, short for Tuktoyaktuk in the Northwest Territories, challenges people to walk 1,658 kilometers along the Mackenzie River. You don't actually walk along the river, you can walk anywhere. Last year, Walk to Tuck helped increase weekly exercise in the Territories by 44 minutes. Are you a slave to your smartphone? Well, Good Coins is an app that rewards healthy activities, like joining a gym or biking to work with digital coins that can be used to purchase fitness gear. And if you feel like paying it forward, donate your Good Coins to charity.
Sharing Dance is run by the National Ballet School, and we have some of the people behind the program right here in the audience. I want to share their love of movement with the whole country. Take a closer look at Sharing Dance.
Sharing Dance is a way of demonstrating the relevance of moving to music, of dancing, to everybody in society, people of all ages and all states of health. And the first population that we're concentrating on is school children.
5, 6, 7, 8, and ready for the switch you pose. When we were like being astronauts, I think the changing and the moving was pretty good.
It was pretty good, I think, because we rehearsed that and we're practicing it. We're getting better at it.
My name is Lily Steer. I'm a grade 8 teacher at Beaumont Heights Junior Middle School. I am also a special education teacher.
Lily's daughter, Tavia, was in our after-school program and was doing our first Sharing Dance routine. And really got interested when she saw our online video and at that point we didn't have sharing dance. We had it on our website, Canada's National Ballet School website. And Lily proceeded to use it to teach her grade 8 students. And we're hoping to build resources that teachers can use and to empower teachers to say, you can teach this kind of creative process with dance, that you don't have to be an expert dancer to do this.
And when I was watching the instructional video, I saw this is a great opportunity to use dance to teach language, because the way they were teaching the dance is very similar to the way you teach children to read and write. For example, a dance has a theme, it has symbolism, it has metaphors, and it involved all of the children's modalities of learning. Audio modality, kinesthetic modality, visual modality, working interpersonally with each other as a group, listening for instructions, and most importantly, learning from their mistakes.
I was excited, but also a tiny bit nervous. I do not even know why I was a bit nervous. People have said dance is only for girls, and I was like, nope. There's a lot of boys who love to dance. When I dance, if I'm stressed or something or really anxious, I just dance and I'm pretty calm then.
We dance every day. When you move, you dance. You dance every single moment of your life.
I've been diagnosed with breast cancer, and Wednesday of next week, I'll be having major surgery. I wanted to be here today to communicate how important it is to teach our young children how to enjoy learning, how to enjoy working with each other, how to develop courage, how to develop inner strength. I am sure that I'm going to manage, and it's going to be a positive morph. And I will be dancing again with my students.
Thank you!
What an inspiring story. With us is Lily Steer from Beaumont Heights Middle School. It sounds obviously as though dance is so important to you, that courage and inner strength. What did it mean as you just undertook your own courageous fight against cancer?
It meant that I can build on past successes. When you're really, really frightened, extremely scared, you have to rely on something. And a friend wrote a card and said, Lily, you have strength, find your courage. And it seemed that was something I couldn't touch. But remembering all the successes and all the things that my students go through when they were learning, they were scared. I made that connection.
And how important is it to bridge dance to these kids, to get the Sharing Dance project out there?
Extremely important. It gives them an opportunity to work together, and it's a type of activity that allows them to integrate the entire curriculum into one fun and amazing, healthy activity with each other.
Thank you so much for being here, Lily.
Thank you.
Lily Steer. Those are exactly the kind of stories that this is all about. And by voting at home, you really can change lives. Here to tell you why he loves Sharing Dance, a guy that definitely knows how to move, Patrick Chan.
One of the coolest things to come out of the YouTube generation are flash mobs. We see them done in subway stations, on streets, and even in malls. They're an amazing, positive communal experience, probably the most fun team sport around. And that's the kind of fun energy that Sharing Dance taps into. It's run by the National Ballet School in Toronto, and these guys know what they're doing. I took classes there for 6 years. I actually have a picture of me getting ready for class when I was 5. Yeah, that happened. Dance has been so meaningful in my career. It's such a great way to express yourself and get active. And group dances have the added benefit of connecting us with others. So please, give your vote to Sharing Dance. I love the idea, and I hope it's something the entire country gets behind.
Thanks so much, Patrick. Okay, Canadians, you heard him. It's up to you. You have the power to change lives by voting on your favorite project. You decide who will secure up to $1 million in investment funding from the Government of Canada. You get 3 votes, and you can use all 3 on one finalist, or you can split them up among the finalists. Go to vote.playexchange.ca.
Coming up, the power is in your hands to decide if Scott McGilvery and Chantal Petitclerc get your vote. Next, the Play Exchange, powered by Canadian Tire.
Welcome back. So Patrick Chan has made his pitch on why he loves sharing dance. But remember, we've got 5 more projects to go, each with a unique, creative way to get Canadians more active. That means 5 more advocates to try to convince you to give them your vote. Those votes can change lives. Remember, there is no jury here. It's completely up to you to decide which project secures up to $1 million in investment funding from the Government of Canada. How do you give people an incentive to change their bad habits? Well, our next project, Good Coins, is trying to answer exactly that question. The brains behind this online business are in the audience with us today. They're using the science of behavior to transform our bad habits into good habits by rewarding us with healthy choices. Let's see how it's working for people so far.
I think it's completely crazy that almost 30% of Canadians by 2025 will have diabetes. That to me seems like the Black Plague. People have no idea how much money we are spending on those diseases that we can actually avoid with simple actions. 2/3 of all of our health bill is heart and stroke, some cancers and diabetes. And guess what? All we have to do is get every Canadian to walk 30 minutes a day, eat better than they do, and we will cut down an enormous amount of our health bill. So why aren't we doing that? That's why we created Good Coins.
How many good coins? How many good coins? Come on. Tell us.
You got 100. You got 100 good coins. Good Coins is a program that's designed to reward people for making good, healthy decisions. What I like about it is the concept itself, and it's not a new concept. I mean, I do it all the time with the girls. We reward them for making good decisions, so now somebody is rewarding me for making good decisions as an adult. I think that's a great idea.
The beauty of this program is that when people actually do good, we measure it, and then they get good coins. And with those good coins, they can actually do more good.
I like that thingy, Dad.
You like that?
Let's get it.
You want the fuel band?
Yeah.
That's gonna take me a little bit more biking and running, so which means you guys are coming with me.
Yep. We'll do it.
My name's Joe. I work for an advertising agency called Manifest, and we took on a Good Coins office challenge.
And the M Factor champion is Joe!
What really got me interested is that this was a competition in which everyone was competing with each other simply by walking, which is pretty much the easiest thing you can do.
It's really great to see how much fun this M Factor challenge has generated.
Apparently, I'm a competitive person.
Joe's strategy is he put the kids to bed, and in the evenings, he would walk, just walk for hours around his neighborhood.
I actually went to the extent of walking a great deal just to win. Emily's coveting the shoe. What you get for winning the competition was this trophy, and you also get good coins. I think 20,000 good coins, and actually 20,000 is quite a few.
But the fact that you cheated and you ran and walked in the evenings for 2 hours, I feel like was really
Cheated?
entirely unfair.
Before the challenge, I mean, I always did have this sort of aspiration to walk an hour a day, but I wasn't really doing that. I was maybe walking 20 minutes to a half an hour a day. Now I know I can easily walk an hour a day, and I intend to keep doing that, for the rest of my life, if it kills me.
Once I started and I started to see a difference in how I felt, I started to see how competitive the website is, how Good Coins would reward you for constantly bettering yourself. It just makes you want to be better.
My dream for Good Coins is pretty simple. There'll be a currency across all of Canada and other places that actually motivates all the good actions in our society, the things we value. And we think that that's the way to grow.
There's some real science behind that one. Joining me now, they're familiar faces from London, Ontario, Brian Jacklin and his daughters, Lila and Bailey. Thank you for being here. We all want to work out and be healthy, and we mean to, but why does it make such a difference when there's actually something you're getting back?
This is something that we do with our children all the time. We reward them with making good choices. And what a great idea to reward adults. I mean, we don't usually get rewarded for making smart decisions, so it's nice.
Very true. And Bailey and Lila, you got right into this. Did you really enjoy doing this with your dad?
Yeah, it was really fun.
And you guys actually did get good coins and then go use the currency to get real things.
We did, yes.
What's your favorite thing that you got?
Well, we got shoes for Lila.
Nice. So is this something this family's going to keep doing? Are you big,
I'd like to, yeah.
Big good coin believers?
I am, yes.
Awesome. Thank you all for being here.
Thank you.
Our good coins advocate is somebody who knows a thing or two about good investments. We know him as Scott McGilvery.
Canada is a leader in wealth, technology, and education. But when it comes to health, we could be doing a lot better. And I know what you're thinking. I'm busy, and who is this Scott McGilvery guy anyway? But hear me out on this one. The rewards from exercise and healthy eating are long-term, so it can be kind of funny. But if you could measure it and could be rewarded, wouldn't that help? Those incentives are exactly what Good Coins delivers. It's a rewards program, and we already know that these work. I make healthy choices in my life. I know you make healthy choices in yours. Let's not only hold ourselves accountable, but let's get rewarded for it too. It's a win-win. So cast your vote for Good Coins. It's a big idea, and with just a bit of momentum, it'll go a long way.
Only 6% of Canadian kids get the recommended amount of exercise, and that's something that this next project is aiming to change. It's called Trottibus, and the folks behind it join us from Montreal. So what is Trottibus? Well, it's a walking school bus. Take a look at it in action.
I like to walk with my friends. When I can talk with my friends every day. Je me sens calme et bien. T'entends les oiseaux qui chantent, puis it's good for your legs and for your health. Tu peux respirer de l'air aussi. C'est comme relaxant.
Trottibus is actually a walking school bus. The concept is very similar to any bus. There's specific routes, specific timetable, and the main differences is that our buses are driven by volunteers who are walking with the kids to school. When you look at the statistics, about 60% of parents of young children, they used to walk to school. Nowadays, about 20% of kids that walk to school. The idea behind the Trottibus is integrating walking in our day-to-day life in something that is actually fun.
It's 6:30 in the morning now, so my kids are ready for breakfast. So this is Raphael, Julia, and Catherine. When I was not using Trottibus, it was hard because I was never sure about the time to get the car, to get at school. I will be ready to be there. We'll be at traffic. We will make it because it didn't depend on us. It depended on the traffic. I'm pretty busy mom in the morning. Usually I do it too on Thursdays, like today is my day, being a volunteer with them. And yeah, go brush your teeth, honey. Trottibus really helps because, as I said, I can drop them at somebody else's hands that I trust, and they will enjoy it, and I will feel safe too. So once they learn, since now it's good to walk, they have idea already about exercising and no stress, because nowadays we have too much stress, and we don't want it for our kids. Raphael now, he's, since the 4th grade, I think, he's assistant now, and Julia too. Gives them a little bit of responsibility. They have to kind of look at the kids and tell them what shop are you going, and they love it. Act in the morning, doesn't matter if it's raining, if it's snowing, if it's cold, they are always ready to go. When I was driving, I wouldn't be able to be like this, relaxed. Usually it's more like running here, running there, but now, with Trottibus now, they can play, they can do whatever they want, and even I can enjoy a coffee.
Here's a tiny school of 400 students. From kindergarten to 6th grade, kids still come to school by walking, but many of them use to come by car. Maintenant, bien, c'est 50 à 75 voitures de moins autour de l'école, donc les gens sont plus ponctuels, moins de retard, la circulation est plus fluide aussi, et ça laisse de la place pour nos débarcadères d'autobus. It's more safe.
Now we have about 50 schools in which a project is active. That's about 1,000 kids working with the Trottibus. And we have the goal to have in 2 to 3 years, maybe 400 schools.
It's a long walk from Montreal, so some of the Trottibus supporters sent us this video instead. Now, with her pitch on why you should vote for Trottibus, please welcome someone who's dedicated her life to sports. Paralympic champion and chef de mission for the Rio Paralympics, Chantal Petitclerc.
Ever since I heard of Trottibus, I have this big dream of seeing thousands of kids walking to school across the country every day. And to me, it would be amazing. It's not only great exercise, it allows kids to be part of their neighborhood safely. Trottibus also has benefits for the community. Imagine all the smiles it will bring to people's faces to see these groups of kids walking to school. Tellement, tellement cute. As a new mom, it's clear to me that the health of our kids is something that we can control. It's a daily choice to keep them active and to make sure they have fun doing it. In a few years, my son Elliot will be going to school, and it warms my heart to think that because of Trottibus, he will be walking to school. And this is why I would love for you to vote for Trottibus. It's healthy, simple, and it will touch the life of every single child across Canada.
Thank you, Chantal. And just a reminder that the power to decide the outcome here is in your hands. So go to our website to support your favorite project. If you're watching with your family, by the way, you may not all agree on which is the best one. No need to fight. You can all vote as long as you register separately. And you do have until January 16th to use your 3 votes.
Stay tuned. You'll have the power to change lives. And Jessica Holmes and Wab Canoe will help you decide. You're watching The Play Exchange.
Welcome back. Well, we've seen 3 projects. There are 3 more to go, and they are all trying to secure an investment of up to $1 million. It's time, though, for another question for our advocates. And this one, I think, is going to stump them. What do you think is the vegetable that Canadians eat the most of?
I fight with my children weekly to have them eat broccoli. I'm going to say broccoli.
Broccoli? You think people eat a lot of broccoli?
I eat a lot of broccoli. Have you noticed?
Voluntarily.
Maybe I'm eating too much broccoli. Maybe I'm eating the whole country's worth of broccoli.
Wab, what's the vegetable you think Canadians eat the most of?
I don't know. Me and my kids, we eat a lot of carrots.
Carrots?
So I'll say carrots.
Good, healthy choice.
Yeah.
You think that's the one? We have X-ray vision in this country?
Probably not, but I'll say carrots.
All right. Patrick, vegetable?
I'm going to say spinach.
Spinach? Who likes spinach?
I like spinach.
And you're going with broccoli, which, by
Broccoli.
the way, Patrick, is a much better answer than spinach. Just to be clear.
I like spinach.
Chantal, what's your answer?
Well, I'm not sure we can count it as a vegetable, as it usually comes out of a fried bag, but I will say potatoes.
Potatoes. All right, that's a good one. Trish?
Potatoes.
Very
yeah,
good.
I think, unfortunately, I don't think it's going to be in the form of, broccoli and whatnot. It's chips, probably, and lots of French fries are being eaten, but it's a vegetable.
Scott?
Everybody's happy. You guys don't want to take any other vegetables
any
before I
switching?
come up
Should we
with one.
switch?
Well, say yours and I'll see if I'm going to take it.
Well, I got to be different. There's some good ones there, but can I say beans?
Beans.
Beans. They're good for your heart. The
if
more
that was
you
a
eat, the
vegetable,
more
you could
you're
say it.
smart.
It is technically a legume.
It's a legume. It's a legume.
Yeah, well, they took
You're
every vegetable there was, and then they took in more on top of it.
I thought you were going to say bacon.
Bacon's on my list.
I think you're
resist
big
that.
on the bacon wrapped spinach, right?
Yeah, delicious.
One cancels
You
the
put
other out.
bacon in
Very
anything,
delicious.
everybody will eat it. Are you ready for the answer?
Yes.
It is potatoes. So we got a couple of right answers here. Canadians eat more potatoes, in fact, than they eat carrots, onions, lettuce, and broccoli combined.
Ooh, wow.
You'll notice spinach is not even mentioned there, Patrick.
We'll
Now, we know
continue
that
with that.
potatoes in moderation are fine. There's lots of healthy nutrients in there, but I think this point was also made. We don't eat them as they come out of the earth. We tend to eat them in a processed fashion as potato chips or French fries. So part 2 of this quiz is just how bad that food can be for us. How many calories do you think there are in a bacon cheeseburger with a side of fries at a typical restaurant chain? Jessica, I'm going to start with you.
1,500.
1,500?
Yes.
I think that is a sign of the times. You'll see why in a minute. Patrick?
I think because I wish this number was true, I'm going to say 800. Yeah?
Maybe that's what it is if you've just burned it off figure skating for 3 hours.
As I'm running on the treadmill.
Okay. That could be right. That could be right. Chantal, what's your guess?
I'm thinking around 1,200, which is high.
Trish?
I don't know why we're like on the same track, but I'm around 1,200, I think, yeah, with the healthy vegetable bacon on there. You know?
Bacon, yeah. In fact, the bacon is, detracts from the calories.
Yeah, the bacon's actually negative calories because you get so excited about the bacon that you just sweat right before you eat it. You actually lose some calories right there.
Oh, that's a good, wow, I'll remember that next time.
So you're all in the ballpark. Jessica nailed it just about. It's 1,570, 1,570 calories.
Well, then you didn't quite nail it, actually.
Yeah, she didn't nail it.
You're close.
We're going to give it to her.
What?
We're going to give that to her.
Yeah.
Physical activity doesn't come in a pill, but maybe this is the next best thing. Prescription to get active. We've got the team behind it here, all the way from Edmonton. Thank you so much for joining us today. This project uses healthcare workers to prescribe exercise to patients. Check out the impact that they're having.
The health and well-being of all Canadians and all Albertans is in decline. We're often leading a more sedentary lifestyle, and to get motivated and active is a tough thing. There's barriers around people's health, and there might be medical conditions or overweight and just tiredness and some of those challenges on a physical level, but it also can be just the procrastination and pushing it off and I'll do it another day, not today kind of thing. There also could be some financial limitations, being able to afford to go to a facility where they are accessing programs.
People, when they see a big jolly guy, they kind of, hang around because big guys are always jolly. So you try to be happy, but there's times when, people would say things about your weight and about, how you dressed and things like that, and perspiration that kind of wears on you a little bit and kind of, makes you feel a little less of a person. When I was younger, I was tall and very slim. Working on the farm, you always had lots of exercise, so you didn't have to worry about, gaining weight. You ate healthy, you worked hard. When I moved away from home, you don't eat as healthy, you don't get as much exercise. And that's basically it, just kept going and going until I was 450 pounds and needing to lose weight. My doctor gave me my first prescription to get active, to help me lose weight and get more fit. I was having some problems with my knees, and one of the things that I wanted to find out why I was having problems, and the first thing he said is he kind of pointed at my stomach and said, "That's the main reason you're having problems with your knees. You need to lose weight and get fit." I actually thought it was a kind of a neat idea. It allowed me to go to the health center and buy a pass and not have to pay for it. I thought, this is great, a free pass. I get to stick it to the man a little bit. But once I got there, I found that I really enjoyed going and continued to go. I've lost 55 pounds, which is an amazing amount of weight. I feel better, I have more energy, I can walk farther, the knee pains are not as much as they were before. It's got me out of the house, it's introduced me to another group of people, I get exercise, I have fun. It's quite enjoyable, and it's made me feel better, and I think it's made me a better person. Prescription to Get Active helped me get started. It was the kickstart that I needed to move forward. I have a goal of 150 pounds. I'm 1/3 the way there in less than a year. So I'm hoping within another year I'll have taken another third off, and another year I'll have reached my goal. I enjoy it. I know that I'm going to succeed. It has set me up to succeed, and I will succeed. Makes me feel awesome.
Clearly, it's making a real difference in Carrie's life, and we have him via Skype from Edmonton. Hi, Carrie. How does it feel to share your story with the entire country?
Well, I just hope that seeing how I've had success with Prescription to Get Active, that if I can inspire even just one person to get off the couch and go get active, it's a great thing.
And is Prescription to Get Active still working for you?
Oh, yeah, it's been getting better. I even now have to go shopping for some new pants.
Well, that's progress. Thanks, Carrie.
Thank you, Amanda.
Now, is laughter the best medicine, or is it actually physical activity? Here for her take and to champion Prescription to Get Active is the very funny and the very fit Jessica Holmes.
Well, not to be a downer, but physical inactivity causes more deaths each year than smoking. Yeah. But exercise can improve health just as much as a lot of medicine does. My parents were diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, and I've personally suffered from postpartum depression. Both of those conditions were improved through exercise. I've been on recreational soccer and basketball teams for years, usually not in these shoes. And while my teammates would describe my skill level as meh, it just feels great to get out there. Prescription to Get Active reminds people that being healthy means more than just not getting sick. And who better to give physical activity advice than your doctor? Plus, it'll mean less stress on the healthcare system and lower costs for everyone. Give Prescription to Get Active your vote, and we can create a cultural shift in Canadian healthcare.
Something simple like walking burns about 300 calories an hour. So if you're walking all the way to Tuktoyaktuk in the Northwest Territories, we're talking a lot of calories. Walk to Tuck challenges groups to walk the conceptual distance of the Great Mackenzie River. A couple of the folks came all the way from Yellowknife to be with us today. And it's really catching on in that community, and it's made a big difference in people's lives. Take a look.
My name is Sharon Firth. I'm a 4-time Olympian. I've been participating in Walk to Tuck for 4 years now. My late twin sister Shirley and I, we walked to Tuck. We were part of the program. We encouraged and inspired one another to get out there, and it's helped her and I to get closer in the last days that she was on this earth.
Our journey starts in Fort Providence, which is in the Deschutes region. We go through some of the communities on the river that are in Fort Simpson, Jean Marie. We move from there, we move up into the Sauteux region, through the Sauteux, keep on carrying on, and when we get to Sikachik, we're in Gwich'in region. We end up in Tuktoyaktuk, where we can tap our poles into the frozen ice of the Beaufort Sea.
I started walking when I was 190 pounds, but I started just walking to work, just walking straight to work and walking home again. And it was about 1 kilometer each way, didn't really think much about it, but as time went by little, the pounds just melted off. I've lost about 70 pounds just from walking and making slightly different choices about what I eat. I participate in the Walk to Tuck because it's a fun way to encourage other people to get walking. I walk all year anyway, but when the Walk to Tuck is on, other people get very excited about Nordic walking. They challenge each other. People in different communities are talking about how much they walk. It's just a really fun thing to do in the winter when it's so easy to just hide inside.
For a good month or so, we have complete darkness, starting in December until early January. For the teams that I captained, and we did the walking together. We did walk in some instances minus 60 degree temperatures that with a wind chill. And it just showed the commitment that the team that I was walking on had.
When you're walking, once you start going, you heat up and you stay warm and it's beautiful. There might be northern lights out. You know, there's all sorts of things to see.
It's a great program. It gets people very active and out into the communities, and you get to meet new friends.
I was looking for an outdoor activity. I'm a little older. I have a bad knee, but I found the walk was actually really good. Strengthened up my legs, helped me with the weight, and had a great impact on how I enjoyed winter.
Nordic walking is nothing new to me because as an Olympic athlete, I've been doing it for years. It's a great way to connect with all the communities along the Mackenzie River, and it's also a great way to get people out. Although it's dark and cold, you know, we warm each other up with our conversations and encouragement to walk to tuck.
Talk about making a difference. With us all the way from Yellowknife, Walk to Tuck participant Sharon Firth. Sharon, welcome.
Thank you.
You know, you mentioned your sister, and as a twin myself, I was really moved at the idea that you were able to walk with her before she passed away. How important was that?
Oh, excuse me.
Sorry.
Well, it was really, really important because my twin and I, we competed in 4 Olympics together. So we've been training since birth. We grew up on the trap line, and we've always been very, very active that way. And when we were introduced to the sport of cross-country skiing, Nordic walking was part of the training, so we just carried it on. And my twin and I had our last walk together for 5 minutes, and it was Nordic walking.
You mentioned also the community building that goes on. Has it really strengthened your community?
With the smoking, the drinking, the suicides, with poor eating habits. You know, we're really working on trying to encourage all ages to Nordic walk, and I do my Nordic walk during lunchtime, and so instead of eating, I spend it out walking, and I invite the community out with me.
Sharon, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Well, our next advocate vying for your votes at home on behalf of Walk to Tuck is Bob Canoe.
The people in that video are so inspiring to me. They're walking outside in the cold, and it's really cold. It's almost as cold as Winnipeg, which is where I live. They go out together, they form these great friendships, and you can actually see the bonds of community forming and strengthening. It's amazing. I really love the North, and I really like the idea of walking along the Mackenzie, the big river that they chose. Now, I don't think any of us would want to walk the whole way for real, but walking that same distance with some friends in our community, in our neighborhoods, is a great way to set a goal. The Northwest Territories, all the Northern Territories are beautiful, but they do have some health challenges, particularly around nutrition. Walk to Tuck can help the North get more of the resources it needs. So give it your vote, because when the North is stronger, all of Canada is stronger.
And now it's up to Canadians to see which finalists will secure up to $1 million in investment funding from the Government of Canada. Every person watching has 3 votes that you can cast to decide which one gets those big investment dollars. So go to our website between now and January 16th and make it happen.
Who gets the investment money is entirely up to you. Up next is Trish Stratus. This is The Play Exchange.
Welcome back to the Play Exchange. These 6 finalists came from a huge pool, hundreds of applicants, and they are all winners. Each one of these finalists got to work with Lift Philanthropy Partners, and this man, CEO Bruce Dewar, they've already benefited from your expertise, but just give me a sense, having looked at all of them, what will $1 million do?
$1 million can really change these organizations. We know from working with not-for-profits who want to scale their impact that you need a really good plan. So we worked with them to create that plan with our partners like KPMG and Blake's to really make them understand the opportunity and the challenges to make that impact. So now I believe they have a plan that can take them to that next level. They are now ready to deliver that vision to Canada.
Thank you so much, Bruce. Well, studies show that if nothing changes, by 2040, up to 70% of Canadians over the age of 40 will be overweight. That's why the Healthy Schools program wants to focus on young people today. It's run by an organization called OFIA. We have some of the team in the audience with us today. Here's a look at Healthy Schools.
Miss Rio, contact the office, please. Miss Rio.
Did we make healthy decisions at the takeout restaurant tonight? No.
I think part of the difficulty at this school is definitely demographics. And demographics meaning that we are a middle to lower income school.
I've tried one of those healthy salads, and I have to say, it wasn't that bad.
A lot of our parents are working 2 jobs. And if there are 2 parents at home, one will work during the day and one will work in the evening.
Waking up too early to prepare his lunch. And then I'm going to work early also. I start at 4 o'clock in the morning, so I had to prepare it first before I go to work.
We have a lot of English as a second language students, so they're coming from other countries. A lot of single parent families as well. And I think that they often don't have a high enough income necessarily sometimes to provide a healthy and proper snack and lunch for some of these kids.
Those precious extra time, what do you do with it? But that's where you make the decisions that you either are going to do exercise or do something positive with it or not. And it's not an easy decision.
We've come up with a process that school communities can use to create healthier school environments. And it involves a process of bringing people together to share ideas, to plan and act. And we know that it makes a difference in kids' health.
Our theme for this year is we want the entire school and the community to be fit, fun, and fabulous. And we said, yeah, we're fun, but we need to be fit, and we're going to be fabulous. And we're trying to bring the play back into our lives.
The trick probably could be better participation from us. In other words, us not making it feel like it was a burden to come here tonight.
Okay, it was kind of our idea.
The best part about all this, and especially our Fun Fit Fatima night tonight, is that it's been spearheaded by students. We came up with a few ideas as teachers, but they ran with the ideas. They were fantastic.
1, 2, 3, 4, say Fatima, say one. Hey Fatima, say one. We're fun, fit, and fabulous. If you're one of us, come play with us. Hey Fatima. I'm Fit Girl. And I'm Fun Boy. Hi everyone. We're gonna be checking what's healthy snacks, and do you get a little prize from us? What are you eating? They reacted really well to this because they were like introducing new superheroes to them, and they really liked it. Especially the younger ones, they were really excited. They want to be a part of this. They want to be a part of us being healthy and active. Good job. You get a bracelet for eating healthy foods. High five. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
You don't have to be on a sports team to be fit. You don't have to play at any level except having fun.
One more time, jump on the steering ball, let's go!
This is the feeling. I'll do it again because this is what I'll remember.
We're going to take Healthy Schools as far as it can go. We want to see every school in Canada be a healthy school.
You may recognize these faces. In studio from Our Lady of Fatima Catholic School, Matthew Batcher and his parents, Angelita and Fred. Thank you for being here. So, Matthew, I'm going to start by asking you, what was your favorite thing about this program?
Can you ask him first?
Well, I do want to ask your dad a question, which is what it changed for your family. This is about educating young people, but did Matthew bring the learning home?
Well, yeah, on the day or on the night that we were supposed to go to that event, it was difficult for us to go. We kind of didn't want to go, but he dragged us and we went. Since then, we did start walking from 6:30 to 7:30 every night. It's gotten a little cold, but we've taken that inside. Now we walk in our apartment building up and down the stairs.
Nice.
And we're carrying it on as best we can.
Matthew, you probably don't have much trouble running around, but are you learning to like the salads a little bit more?
Yeah.
Yeah? You don't make that face anymore?
Pardon?
Do you make a face when you eat it?
No.
No. Thank you all for being here.
Thank you.
Well, our next advocate knows how to get active with everything from wrestling to yoga under her belt to make her pitch for healthy schools. Here's Trish Stratus.
The Healthy Schools project really resonates with me. It's so important to me to know that when Max goes to school, he'll get the right tools to help him to grow up to be healthy and strong, just like his mama. I truly believe that this approach to empower our youth is the key to helping reshape the health of our country. From the age of 3 or 4, kids are spending up to 8 hours a day in school, and everything they experience there has an influence on their behavior. Well, that's what I love about this project. Instead of telling kids what to do, they'll be actively learning and living these healthy principles, and they'll be bringing that knowledge home with them. If we get our kids on board at a young age, if we get them making healthy choices and keep these little rugrats moving, these habits will stick with them into adulthood. So cast your vote for Healthy Schools so we can kick Canada's health problems out of the stratosphere.
Well, I've already said it. There's no jury here except for you. The power to change lives is completely in your hands. You get to decide which of these 6 finalists will secure up to $1 million in investment funding from the Government of Canada. Now that you've seen all 6 projects, go to vote.playexchange.ca and cast your vote before January 16th.
You're watching The Play Exchange. Don't go away.
As health minister, I'm very worried that 1 in 3 Canadian children is obese or overweight. And the problem with that is as they get older, they'll continue to struggle with weight issues. And what ends up happening is they suffer from chronic diseases like heart disease, diabetes. This isn't just a huge impact on the healthcare system, it's an impact on their quality of life. So I want kids to think about putting down their electronics, even just for 20 or 30 minutes a day, get off the couch, get away from their desk, and get active. It's gonna make them feel better physically and mentally.
That was Minister Ambrose. It is time to go now, but before we do that, it's up to you now, Canada. Get online and vote, and thanks for watching.
The Play Exchange. 6 innovative projects inspiring Canadians to become healthier. Who will secure up to $1 million, turning ideas into action? Now it's your decision. Thank you to Canadian Tire for their generous support of The Play Exchange.